Good day, I am Carlo I. Valeroso, and today we will discuss our research paper entitled Exploring the Multifaceted Impact of Digital Technologies on the Improvement of Academic Performance and Learning Outcomes among Accountancy, Business and Management strand learners of Mariveles National High School Kamaya Campus, an in-depth analysis of the promising role of technology-mediated learning approaches in the era of Education 4.0. As part of the fulfillment of the Accountancy, Business and Management strand requirement in the subject of Practical Research 1. Technology has been used widely in the Philippines, especially in the sector of education this last 2-year pandemic. In today's generation, technology has become an integral part of our everyday living. Every student uses technology in different ways. It has completely changed how we talk, work together, and study. In 2019, the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, or OECD, released a report stating that the use of digital technologies in education had become a commonplace in OECD nations. According to the study, 96% of students in OECD nations said they use the internet and 72% said they use computers in class. The survey also mentioned how different OECD nations use technology in education, with some reporting higher levels of digital adoption than others. The National Center for Education Statistics, or NCES, reported in a 2019 research that over the last 10 years, technology use in classroom has gradually increased in the United States. According to that study, internet connectivity was available in 98% of American public schools in 2016 compared to 89% in 2008. The survey also pointed that different schools and districts use technology in classroom in different ways, with some reporting higher rates of digital adoption than others. Around the world, technology is increasingly being used in education. According to the most recent studies and publications from 2018 and later, more countries than others have reported using digital devices in classrooms, and adaptation rates have been rising significantly over the past 10 years. One of the Southeast Asian nations that has been aggressively integrating technology in education is the Philippines. A growing number of schools and colleges have included technology into their teaching and learning procedures due to the rising demand for digital literacy. The usage of modern technology in ABM teaching has the ability to raise the standard of instruction and give students the knowledge and skills they need to thrive in workplace. All strands that are offered in senior high schools need access to technology to sustain the knowledge needed to obtain students pursuing this strand. Examples of these are the accounting softwares like QuickBooks, Sage, and Microsoft Dynamics, which are included in the curriculums of universities. Due to the prevalence of big data, ABM students must be adept at using data analytics programs like Excel and Tableau in order to interpret data and make sensible business decisions. Students' technical skill development, which is crucial for success in digital age, can be facilitated by the use of technology in the ABM curriculum. Students can learn how to use technologies that are frequently used in the business and accounting, such as accounting software, data analytics tool, and other technologies. Technology can be an effective tool for ABM students to improve their academic performance, acquire crucial skills, and get ready for the chances and difficulties of the business and accounting industries, according to the study of Magnaye on 2020. However, according to Allison, on her study in 2022, argued that despite the fact that technology can be benefit ABM students greatly, it is still important to be aware of any risk and drawbacks. Teachers and decision makers must carefully weigh the advantages and disadvantages of using technology into the ABM curriculum. and devise plans to lessen any potential drawbacks. For some ABM students, technology can be a source of distraction, especially if they are not using it for academic objectives. Social networking, chat services, and online games can be divert students' attention from the time and focus they should be giving to their academic work. It can be expensive to employ technology in the classroom, particularly for students without access to their own devices or stable internet connections. In light of how quickly technology is evolving in our day and age, researching how digital technologies are affecting Education 4.0 is very important. The need to investigate how technology may be utilized to enhance education and better prepare students for the challenges of the 21st century has grown as it advances at an unpredictable rate. This research study aims to look into how digital technologies affect students in the ABM or Accountancy Business and Management strands academic performance and learning outcomes. It will focus on the various ways that digital technology can be used to improve the learning environment for ABM students and how this can result in better learning outcomes and academic success. The study will evaluate the different digital tools that can be used to support ABM learners, including learning management systems and educational apps, with a focus on the promising role of technology-mediated learning approaches in the era of Education 4.0. According to the study made by Luzada and others on 2021, they examined and analyzed the effects of technology in the level of performance of senior high school students in STI College, May Kawayan. Their study includes all strands, making it broad for the final conclusion. In this study, the researchers are going to look at the significance between the use of technology and academic performance, particularly in ABM strand.
Statement of the problem. This research study wants to investigate the following question. First, how can digital technologies be effectively integrated into the education system to improve the academic performance and learning outcomes of ABM strand learners? Second, what are the attitudes of ABM strand learners towards technology-mediated learning approaches, and how do these attitudes affect the effectiveness of these approaches in enhancing academic performance and learning outcomes? Third, what are the different technology-mediated learning approaches that can be used to support ABM learners, and how effective are these approaches in enhancing academic performance and learning outcomes? Fourth, what are the challenges and barriers that need to be addressed in order to fully realize the potential of digital technologies in education for ABM strand learners in MNHS Kamaya? How do these barriers affect the students? The last one is, how can the findings of this study inform the development of effective strategies for integrating digital technologies into the education system to improve academic performance?
Significance of study. This study aims to help institution or organization and provide additional knowledge to individuals and some people in their profession. Students, they are the main beneficiaries of this study, as their academic performance will examine if digital technologies have a significant role on their performance at school. They will benefit from the potential improvements in their academic performance and learning outcomes if the integration of digital technologies into their education have a reasonably good impact. Parents. The study can give parents a better grasp of how to use digital technologies to improve their kids' academic performance and learning experiences. Teachers. Through this study, educators and teachers will be able to improve their teaching methods by knowing about effective technology-mediated learning strategies for ABM strand learners. MNHS Kamaya Campus. This study's findings will inform the decision-making and policy development related to the integration of digital technologies into the education system. researchers. The new knowledge and insight produced by this study on the promising role of technology-mediated learning approaches in the era of Education 4.0 will be useful to those working in the field of education. Department of Education. The results can help to improve the academic performance and learning outcomes of ABM strand learners by informing the creation of rules and standards for integrating digital technology into the education system. Additionally, they can gain information that will influence how the ABM curriculum is improved. Department of Science and Technology. The study's conclusions can also guide the creation of new technologies and tools that will assist and improve the educational experiences of students in the ABM strand, which may be relevant to the research and development activities of the
Good day. My name is Natalia Rose M. Dumantay and I am here to present the scope and limitation. This study will focus on the ABM or Accountancy, Business and Management strand learners of MNHS Kamaya Campus in their use of digital technologies for enhancing their academic performance and learning outcomes. The study will offer a thorough review of the varied effects of digital technologies on students in the ABM strand, including their perception of technology-mediated learning strategies, academic achievement, and learning outcomes. The study will be limited to ABM strand learners in MNHS Kamaya Campus, which may not be representative of the entire population of ABM strand learners in the Philippines. The researcher will only cover the academic years and time period that were covered during the data collection process. The study will rely on participant self-reported data and impression which could be based and inaccurate the long-term effects of technology-mediated learning techniques on the academic performance and learning outcomes of ABM strand learners will not be fully captured by the study.
In this chapter, the researchers are going to present the relevant theories, related studies and literature, and the conceptual framework. Every piece of information provided by the researchers is going to support the study. The first theory is replacement, amplification, and transformation theory of technology in education. Three distinct ways that technology can affect learning are described by the RAT model theory. Replacement is the use of technology to replace conventional methods of instruction, while amplification refers to employing technology to improve or supplement current teaching techniques. Using technology to radically alter how teaching is given and learning is experienced is known as the transformation. The RAT or RAT model theory can be utilized to examine the numerous effects that digital technologies have on students in the ABM strand's academic performance and learning outcomes.
Hi, my name is Julian Salvacion from 11 ABMA. This is my part of Chapter 2. Connectivism Learning Theory. In Connectivism Learning Theory, the particles of quality educational design are based on the properties of network that effectively respond to and recognize phenomena in the environment. In variance work, I have identified these are autonomy, diversity, openness, and interactivity. These are very different from a standard account of quality, which each of these aspects of connectivism being identified and developed, it becomes increasingly apparent that connectivism sees learning very differently from those follow other theories.
This is Chapter 2, Related Literatures. Digital Technologies and Education 4.0. The impact of Education 4.0 and digital technology on accountancy, business, and management on ABM education was studied by Leo and Han in 2019. They found that digital technology and Education 4.0 can improve ABM education through various means, including the modification on learning experiences, enhancement of collaboration and communication, and promotion of lifelong learning. This suggests that the integration of digital technology in Education 4.0 can bring about positive changes in ABM education.
The academic performance and learning outcomes of students in secondary high school education can be improved by the use of flipped classroom, promising technology-mediated learning strategy for enhancing academic performance and learning outcomes in higher education. Is blended learning, which blends traditional face-to-face instruction with online learning. However, implementing blended learning has drawback in terms of facilities, instruction, design, and faculty training. Numerous studies have been conducted on the effects of digital technology on teaching and learning in higher education. With this approach, the student is considered as an active participant in the educational process. Additionally, this strategy aims to improve students' knowledge and learning while establishing an atmosphere of respect for their interdependence. Students can broaden their knowledge and comprehension by concentrating on their individual learning interests and requirements. The idea that digital technologies have a favorable influence on how lecturers give courses to students was supported by evidence from the evaluation of institutional studies.
Academic performance and learning outcomes. In a study made by Carbo Callion, compared the academic performance and learning outcomes of ABM students who participated in blended learning, which combines in-person and online instruction. According to the findings of their study, the blended learning group greatly outperformed the traditional learning group in terms of academic achievement and learning outcomes. They conducted a study to compare the academic performance and learning outcomes of ABM students who participated in blended learning versus traditional learning. The findings suggest that blended learning was more effective in improving academic performance and learning outcomes.
ABM strand learners. The cognitive domains are highly proficient in ABM student, but the psychomotor and affective domains require development. Baraka suggests improving the ABM curriculum to fill the deficiencies found. In 2018, Villaverde discovered that ABM students outperformed other strands in the National Career Assessment Examination. This suggested improved career guidance program to better reflect the interests of ABM students in the workforce. According to a study by Gabinet, ABM students said they had learned at high levels in terms of critical thinking, communication, term work, and content understanding. They did. However, believed that the learning outcomes in terms of creativity and invention were less impressive. ABM students tend to excel in the cognitive domains, which refer to their ability to process and retain information. However, they may need more development in the physical and mental behavior.
I am Charlene P. Magallanes and I will present the related study. This study has three related studies, and I will present the study of Babacan and Gullers. According to Babacan and Gullers study from 2022 about how university students feel about how technology-mediated learning affects learning, and 440 university students answers to the survey. According to the study's findings, the majority of the participants favored to the technology-mediated learning and thought that it enhanced learning. And the participants add that the technology-mediated learning helped them to make it simple to obtain course materials.
Data from the surveys and questionnaires will be utilized to examine the effects of technology-mediated learning techniques on academic performance and learning outcomes among MNHS Kamaya Campus students enrolled in the ABM strand. The outcomes will also be used to highlight possibilities and problems related to applying Chapter 3. In this chapter, we will present the methods and techniques of the study, a sample of the study, research instrument, and data gathering procedure. The researchers of this study want to understand the extent of digital technology usage, perceived benefits, challenges, and the impact on academic performance and learning outcomes. The independent variables of the study include the usage of technology and the technology-mediated learning approaches. On the other hand, the dependent variables of the study are the academic performance and learning outcomes of students manually picked by the researchers. The mediating variables are engagement in students, self-efficacy, and digital literacy. By this study, the researchers were able to conduct a thorough and in-depth investigation of the research issue through the use of qualitative research. Qualitative research techniques like interviews, surveys, questionnaires, and focus groups are used in the study since it can give an in-depth insights into the perspectives, experiences, and attitudes of ABM strand learners, particularly in Mariveles National High School, Kamaya Campus, given the complex and multifaceted nature of impact of digital technologies on academic performance and learning outcomes. The researcher will deliver the results of the investigation in a thorough narrative and report. To bolster their views, the researchers will offer quotes or examples from the data. The experiences and viewpoints of the participants will be richly and contextually described. The respondents of the study will be the accountancy, business, and management strand learners from Mariveles National High School, Kamaya Campus, who have experience using digital technologies for educational purposes. The total students enrolled in ABM strand is 315 students. The desired number of participants in the study is 30 respondents that will represent the whole population of ABM strand learners of MNHS Kamaya Campus. By using the formula on the first table, we come up with the result in the second table, wherein it represents the total number of students that will participate in each class. Since simple random sampling technique is going to be used, every student has the same probability to be chosen, 1/315.
Research instrument. Instruments that will be used for this study are as follows. First, questionnaire. A structured questionnaire may be used to acquire qualitative data on the usage patterns, preferences, and perspective of ABM strand learners on digital technology. This test will show the kind of technology used, particular digital tools utilized, perceived benefits or drawbacks, and the overall impact on academic performance and learning outcomes.
The Classroom Observation Checklist is a tool that researchers use to evaluate how well technology is being used in a business and management classrooms, and how effective it is enhancing learning. It helps them understand how technology is being incorporated and how it impacts student engagement and collaborative learning. By studying how technology is actually being used in ABM classrooms, researchers can gain valuable insight into its practical applications and how it impacts academic performance and learning outcomes. Academic performance records. Researchers will collect academic performance records like grades, test results, and assessment to understand how the use of digital technologies is impact students' academic success. By looking at these records, researchers can objectively measure the connections between digital technology usage and students and achievements in the ABM strand. They want to see whether using digital technology helps or hinders students' academic performance.
I am Shirley P. Magallanes and I will present the data gathering procedure of this study. Interview process that the researchers will use was planned in a semi-structured format, allowing flexibility to prove further based on participants' responses. Classroom observations developed a protocol outlining specific indicators to look for during classroom visits. Detailed notes during the observations to ensure accurate data collection. Data collection phase will be implemented according to the plan. Interviews were conducted, surveys or questionnaire were administered, and the classroom observations were performed.